Welcome to another installment of It's the End of the World, I Told You So edition. Recently I've been noticing things, and I think it was, I don't know if it was Jimmy Kimmel or James Corden, or I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. They had on Will Ferrell. And the camera specifically went onto one of the monitors, the equipment monitors, and it said 666, and it held it there for a couple seconds. So of course I made a video about that. There's a reason for that. Now look, personally I believe that the enemy reveals his hand when he makes movies such as Hellboy and things like that. And I mean, you know, it's possible that in some realm that exists, it is possible. So if you're saying it's not possible, then you're just full of crap. Okay, it is a possibility. It's also possible that we could walk through walls. That is absolutely possible. All it takes is rearrangement of molecules, neurons, neutrons. What, I don't know the science behind it. In fact, I should probably do some research on it before I make these videos, but I'm not going to, because really that's not that important to me. What is important to me is signs, okay? You know, Jesus said, don't be dismayed by the signs in heaven. Don't know exactly what he was talking about. Maybe he's talking about the stuff we're seeing on Mars. Maybe he's talking about the things that we're seeing on Pluto. It's possible that a sign could appear in heaven. I'm going to tell you about a photograph I took some years ago when I was doing drugs. In way back when. I was still married. And I don't know if my daughter was born yet or not, but I admitted that I probably, not now, I mean, there's no chance, but probably was a homosexual. I don't know. Definitely was a cross-dresser. Not really proud of it, but there's no hiding it. I own it. And I would take photographs. I'd get high and I'd take photographs. And one of the photographs, I was deleting them very quickly, because I don't want to see it when I'm not high, you know. So, and I caught my finger. It was too late. I hit the button, but right above me, this huge purple smiley face was right above me. And I mean huge. I'm talking maybe 5 feet in diameter circle with a smiley face. And it was, I deleted the picture, but you know, it's one of those things where you were like, even if I was sitting there in women's clothing, whatever, I still would have shown that picture, because it was. And then of course behind me, I did have this sausage dog. Like, you open up its head and it goes, sausages, sausages. I just thought it was pretty cool. But about 5 feet away from it on the counter behind me was what looked like the sausages dog, only it had really pointy teeth and red light bulb eyes. Like, you know, like small Christmas light bulbs. You know what I mean? Like, and it was smiling at me. I could see it in the reflection on the TV. It was right behind me. There was definitely some spirits in there. There was a pull-down ladder to get up to the attic, and the door must have weighed 80 pounds. The spring released, and Ronan was walking down the hallway, and it smashed right. If it would have hit him, it would have killed him. But it barely grazed the tip of his nose. He started crying, but absolutely positively was released by some kind of spirit. They don't really give credence to that. That's fine. But I know that there was something in the building. I know there was something hiding up in that attic. It was terrifying. But I still had to look. I had to live there with it. And probably if I stopped sinning and came in and prayed, then it would have left. But instead of doing that, I chose to do what I was doing. Now, forgot what I was making this video. But there's a, here, I want you to see, I hope I still got it. It went away now, and I hate when it happens, but there it is. This is from December 27th. You see that? Watch.
$2,490 for the win. Go ahead, Manuela. It is $1,000.
Let's start to talk about movies such as Hellboy and things like that. There's nuances woven into the fabric of that filth, and I believe it is the enemy revealing his hand. That's what this is. This is a symbolic gesture to the enemy servants that he is in control, that he is winning, that this is exactly what he wants to happen. But I got bad news for you. I got really bad news for you. You lost. I read the end of the book. I know what happens. You lose. You're going into the lake of fire with all of your servants, and that's it. All the angels that followed you are going into the lake of fire, including the ones chained in freezing darkness right now, believing. There's many, many people that believe that they were interred. That might be the better word. Incarcerated isn't, but interred many miles underground in the Arctic. But not close enough where they have any warmth, because God is fire. So God, they're in the opposite of what God's presence was. Cold and darkness, which probably they hate more than anything. So I always, for some reason, I just see two angels in where they are in chains. I don't see millions. I see two. And I'm pretty sure I know their names, like my own. But I'm not here to give them any credence, they're not getting nothing from me. But I wanted to show you that this is The Price is Right. Okay, I've been watching The Price is Right probably since I was in the cradle with my grandmother. I'm sure I sat on her knee and watched The Price is Right, and then I grew up watching The Price is Right. So this little symbolic gesture here, they could have made it $1,665, or they could have made it $1,667. But the other day there was also a 666 that came up. There was something also, but look, fives are very important to the enemy for some reason. I've always envisioned rusty fives, or fives with, dripping blood off of them. I, for some reason, used to draw fives with, the rust pouring down from it. But now that I think about it, it's probably blood. I have been used, and this was unknowingly while I was a Christian. I thought I was drawing mountains and a castle, and actually then crucifixes came into the... But anyway, later on when I looked at the picture, I realized it had been, it was a hooded skeletal figure turned to look at me. You know what I mean? Not turning, but its head was looking back over its shoulder. And that was a mountain that I had drawn. But it was like I sat down to draw that. That's exactly what had happened. So, yes. Automatic writing is absolutely real. Trying to figure out exactly what it means to be possessed by a spirit. We can be possessed by all kinds of spirits. Obviously, anger, adultery, lies, but you feel it. I know you feel it. You feel it in your gut, you feel it in your body. When it leaves, it takes a whole lot with it. Okay, it takes a whole lot of you with it. Anyway, I'm not recommending that you go watch movies made by the entertainment division of our world is largely run by Satan. And even Christian programs you have to watch. Like, I see these guys with these smiling faces and the plastic surgery that's quite obviously been done on them. And I look at their gigantic houses and their mansions, their yachts and their cars and their jets. I forget which one of them, but you idiots keep giving him the money, so he's going to keep buying jets. I think he has 5 Gulfstream jets. Now we have Charles Stanley, Gulfstream jet. He had to be able to ready to go. Look, you can't make excuses not to fly commercial, because if you need to be there immediately, didn't the Elohim Tizvot transport 2 people that we know of, right? Yeshua was transported by angels into the desert, and so was Paul. Is that what? If you need to be somewhere instantly in the Holy Spirit, you will be there. You don't need a Gulfstream. But the rest of the world is looking at that. Like, to me, it's like, whatever. I don't think I would have a jet. I'd like to think that if I had a great deal of money, that I would give it away. But I don't know. Giving your family money, if you come into a lot of money and giving it to your family, might be a very foolish thing to do, especially people that aren't willing to work. That might just be stupid, because what else are they going to do? Are they going to work then? I don't know, maybe. Probably buy a business and put them to work would be better. But you need to remember, the word says that the devil, that Satan, is the god of this world. So, if you're serving the god of this world, stop it. He's trying to promote himself. He's trying to... It's false. It's all a lie. None of it's true. He can't win because he's already lost. The end has already come. We're just catching up to it. Let me just give you a quick little short example of what I'm talking about, so that you have a visual, because, well, a lot of people need a visual. Let's say that this is eternity, okay? This is eternity, and this is where we are, okay? We're in here, simply. This is us. And this is what's happening right now, slowly but surely. It's coming back to eternity. Okay? We're about right here in eternity. We're about right there. You see what I'm saying? You understand? This little loop here. And then guess what happens at the end? Eternity. Right back. Eternity. Never ending. Nope. And, well, you're going to be one of 2 places. In the fire, or willingly obeying God and serving Him. Willingly. Because I can't imagine, but I know that you and I are guilty of worshiping people and things and places and your car and your chickens or whatever. But you and I are both guilty of worshiping those things. How much more worthy is he going to be worshipped than those things, than another person that you can see and touch but can't do nothing? That person can't fly, he can't grant you wishes, and he can give you money, And you might get a new TV or a big house or a Mercedes, but you ain't taking it to hell with you. Or you might. I don't know. Maybe all that stuff is dumped right into the hellfire with you and instantly burned up. Because your soul cannot die. And it's unfortunate. And I tell people who say there's no God, you see that? I hope you're right. I do. But you're wrong. Unfortunately. You're tossing the dice with your soul. And that's one gamble that you can't afford to lose. There's no second guessing it. It's like playing Russian roulette with your soul. But you can choose to freely do whatever you want to do. I'm not trying to convince you or convert you. Anyway, there is one God. There's one mediator between men and God. And his name is Jesus Christ.